Hi, my name is Peaches, and I write a letter to the President every night. Here's what I wrote last night. Good evening, Mr. President. I think you and I are cut from the same cloth. That's because every time I see you on the news lately, you're complaining about everybody talking shit about you, or you're talking shit about everyone else. Where does it all end? Well, Donald, I'm in the same boat. Take, for example, my wise ass kids. They come over today after having breakfast with that smarty pants mother of theirs, Helga. She thinks just because she was the political science professor at Stanford that she knows all there is to know about the Trump White House. Well, nobody knows more about the Trump White House than you do, Donald. And nobody knows more about political science than you do, Mr. President. And if Helga really knew you, she'd love you like most Americans. And nobody knows more about loving Donald Trump than I do. So all day long, the boys are talking shit about you. I see them over at my neighbor's house. I told you about him. That Scott, he's nothing but a big mouth anarchist, commie, socialist. And when I see the boys talking with him, they're all laughing and pointing their fingers at me. It makes me real angry. Look, Mr. President, I get how you feel like a victim. I feel like a huge, extremely big victim, too. Nobody knows more about being a victim than I do. Well, except for you, Mr. President. So anyway, we all sat down for lunch today, and the boys were making jokes about you suggesting that people inject disinfectant into their bodies. Those little bastards make me so angry. I understand why you hate the press. They take every word out of your mouth and twist it around and make fun of you. Nobody knows more about being made fun of than you, Mr. President. It just makes me feel so unappreciated. All I want is to get the damn Mexicans and Chinese out of our beautiful country, clean up that swamp you talked about over there in Washington, build a great wall to keep those criminals out, put Obama in jail with Sleepy Joe, and make America great again. Yeah! There's nothing wrong with that, but none of these liberals I'm surrounded by appreciate any of my ideals. Nobody knows more about not being appreciated than you and me, right, Donald? We're like brothers. Yeah, the unappreciated brothers. So just ask my liberal socialist sisters. They don't appreciate me at all. Like you, Mr. President, I just want this country to be great again, and the world wants to beat us up for that. Nobody knows more about getting beaten up than I do, Donald. Okay, look, I want to end this letter on a high note. I want you to know that you are the greatest president in history. And nobody knows more about being the greatest president in history than you do, Mr. President. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah!